Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Bosky Net Adventure. Last year I shared with you my first impressions of the OneTigris Obsidian Sleeping Pad. Now, after a full year of using it across different terrains and seasons, I'm ready to give to you this review. So let's dive into it now and see how this pad has held up and if it's worth adding to your gear. First up, let's talk about durability. I've taken this pad across a variety of terrains, and I am happy to report that it has held up really well. No leaks, no holes, and no visible signs of wear. The material has been surprisingly resilient, which is always a plus when you're constantly out in rugged environments. Now, comfort is key, right? I'll be honest. There have been a few nights where I have slept very uncomfortable, but I actually think it was on me and not the pad. The Obsidian is very particular about how much air you put into it, and it's easy to underinflate if you're not careful. To get the best results, make sure to check the pad's tautness before you settle in for the night. This is especially important in cooler conditions because as temperatures drop, the air in the pad naturally contracts a bit, and that can change the firmness of the pad. If you're new to this pad, I recommend using the inflation sack. Since purchasing this pad, I also purchased a FlexTail Gear pump. Now, I used the pump to fill the pad to about 90%, or as much as the pump's able to do, but it is not enough. You will need to use the included pump sack in order to top it off. So setting up the Obsidian in cold weather can be a bit of a chore. The inflation sack that comes with it is pretty rigid, and in cold temperatures, it gets even harder to manage. To make things easier, as I've said, I've started using an electric pump. This gets me 90% of the way there, then I switch to the inflation sack to top it off. Takedown of the pad, on the other hand, is easy, on par with other pads that I've used. Packing it back into its stuff sack is super simple. It's plenty big enough and does the job quite well. Now, on to the most important thing with this pad, its insulation value. The one thing that has really impressed me over the year with this Obsidian pad is its insulation value. I have had this pad out in some cold temperatures and sleeping directly on the snow. As long as the pad is properly inflated, I have not felt the cold ground seep its way through the pad. So it definitely lives up to its promise of keeping you warm, and that's a huge benefit during those cold nights outdoors. I do want to take a moment and address the scientific testing of this pad. Since posting my preview video, I don't know where the SGS report went. I have looked for it. I know many of you have commented on my preview video of, hey, could I provide this to you? I can no longer find it, so I do apologize. Unfortunately, I do not know what happened to the report. Was it bogus to begin with? I don't know. I sure hope not. So even though I do not have access to that report anymore, and I understand a lot of us work by scientific empirical data, well, unfortunately, in this review, I'm only able to give you my subjective opinion on how I feel this pad has performed. At home, I'm naturally a side sleeper. Out here on the trail, same, I sleep on my side. So many of you in the comment section of my preview video have asked whether or not I'm bottoming out in the pad, meaning as I lay on my side or my stomach or whatever, right, that I've compressed the pad enough that a part of my body is just on the ground. Now, you've heard me say this multiple times now. As long as the pad is properly inflated, I have never bottomed out. So let's wrap up this review by giving you just a quick little checklist rundown. Durable? Yes, absolutely. It has lasted me the year No punctures, no issues. It's holding up quite well. Comfortable? Absolutely. Yes, there have been some nights where I've kind of tossed and turned. I've never bottomed out, and I always manage to find a comfortable sleeping position. Weight and portability? It is definitely not as light as some other pads out there on the market. Is it unbearable? No, it's not. Value for the money? 100%. The value is there. When I purchased this pad, I think I purchased it for around $80. I have seen this pad on like a Amazon Prime special all the way down to like 65 bucks. So to get in to a very well insulated sleeping pad for 65 to 80 bucks, I mean, that's awesome. So after a full year, I can confidently say the Obsidian Sleeping Pad is a reliable, comfortable, and well-insulated choice. It meets my expectations, and yes, I'd recommend it to others. If you're looking for a pad that is durable, keeps you warm, and offers good comfort once you get the inflation just right, this is definitely one to consider. I want to thank you all for tuning in for this review of the OneTigris Obsidian Sleeping Pad. If you've got any questions, or if you've used the Obsidian Pad yourself, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. It would really help the channel. I want to thank you all once again for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye now.